look, a retro video game store. But what is that next to it? Oh, it's a retro video game arcade. Wait, a retro game shop? Next to a retro game arcade? Next to a shop? Next to an arcade? Huh, that's not something you see every day. Located in the town of Leigh-on-Sea in Essex, the recently opened Neon Nights sits comfortably alongside the Retro Hunter, so you can play old games and buy old games at the same time, if you want. Having moved up north over a year ago, we unfortunately missed the opening day back in July, but spent a November birthday weekend back down south to finally see what the place had to offer, and we were not disappointed. As you enter, you are welcomed to a bar plastered in arcade flyers, and a screen presenting scoreboards for some of the games. All records are made to be broken. Have you got what it takes to inscribe all your glorious name here? For the full length of the rather narrow room and around the corner is wall to wall of tightly packed arcade cabinets, starting at the entrance with a pair of track and field machines.
If you fail, you get
oh god
to the FBI.
Oh my god, FBI warning. Oh god, we better be careful.
Hold on a minute. They're our type Atari logo.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's got a big arc on it, not in the way you want it. Ow. So you can just stay here and change it to a different game.
Lifelike violence.
Yeah, anime.
One of my personal highlights is this Neo Geo MVS machine, hosting 7 different games to choose from at the press of a button, which at the time included Samurai Showdown, The Art of Fighting 2, Shock Troopers, Metal Slug, Blazing Star, and Mutation Nation.
Slum. That's the worst Rick Sanchez I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, off he goes. His face just... oh god, if I don't move I just get electrocuted. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Ow.
There is a couple Nintendo originals here too, in the form of Donkey Kong Jr. and this rather unusual cabinet for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I hadn't seen one of these ones before. Did you say it's the only one in the UK?
Only one that's on display in the UK.
Oh, okay. Of this style, of this...
This cabaret style, yeah.
Ah.
That's older than me.
Yep, older than me and all.
I'm still rubbish at it though. Sega is very well represented here, with games chronicling a good chunk of their gaming history, including 3 generations of racing icons with Outrun, Daytona USA, and Crazy Taxi, as well as other classics like Saxon and Virtua Tennis 2.
Yummy clicky sticks.
Oh, what are you doing? Get on with it! Move! Get on with it! Get out of the way! What are you ever going
Getting
to
nagged.
Yeah.
Getting nagged by your missus.
You know, there's the guy in front of me that just, pulled out right in front of me.
It's his fault.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll never see him again.
Oh, it's not in English. Crazy Taxi, lo scopo di questo liquido. Oh, you ran out of time. And you're done.
The most surprising Sega rep for me was Wonder Boy. I've only ever played this on the Master System before, so it was great to finally give the arcade version a go. Some of the other games featured in their original cabinets included Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, which upon playing reminded me that the characters actually puke once in a while, Point Blank as the sole but iconic light gun game, The Simpsons in all its 4-player glory, Space Invaders with its lovely mirror projecting onto artwork, and of course the Mr. and Mrs. varieties of Pac-Man.
Nice to see some of the original ones and not just loads of these. I mean, these are fine because you can play the game, but like it's nice to have the actual things like this Neo Geo one.
The top dog of the original machines available, however, has to be the massive twin-stick shooting legend that is Midway's Smash TV. Sitting at the back of the arcade as one of the largest machines in the building.
About 480,000 VCRs. So all of those VCRs are probably worth about 500 quid now for all of those, 500,000 of them.
Yep. She's green and me with a frowny face.
Orbs! Orbs! The bomb has been entered. A new interaction starts from here.
The rest of the machines consist of generic cabinets that include a regular rotation of games, including 2 Sega Naomis, one of which was currently hosting X-Men vs Street Fighter, a 4-player Sega Swing cabinet, perfect for some deformed adolescent reptile action, and a slew of other machines featuring games like Sunset Riders and Dodonpachi.
It's a Dodonpachi, I couldn't tell you which one.
No.
I always get every single one of these confused. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you play, they're all good. You know, the most vital button in a shmup, jump.
Yep.
That's how you're supposed to play these, like this. Really low down. So the bullets are like dropping on your head.
Yeah.
No, look, it's hero, it's not ninjas. Ignore what he said. I know he just said ninja, but ignore that. They're heroes. They're not ninjas. We don't want to influence the kids and turn them into ninjas.
Cherry T played for an entire game of Capcom's Knights of the Round on this Golden Axe branded cabinet, and I discovered a newfound love for Mr. Do.
Although it does sound like Rainbow when you get zero.
It's just Dig Dug, really.
Yeah.
Dig Dug without the pump. I think I like this more than Dig Dug. Because I'm wearing a t-shirt all.
Yeah.
I need a Mr. Do t-shirt now.
Gary Baldy. The final boss, Gary Baldy.
Yeah, Gary Baldy's basics. he hears every sword you swing.
Like, oh, you're great. That's all up for you. You got a big chalice. There you go. Might be able to put your initials in.
That's a pretty good game. I've never heard of it, but I nearly thought it was Golden Axe.
Yeah, well, I can see why you thought that.
The warriors have finally obtained the legendary Holy Grail. Now they can look on the bright side of life.
Yep. That'll be it. There you got the credits.
There was also this unusual football game by Taito.
Kind of horribly
Ridiculous anime here.
with no Japanese team.
Oh, that's curious. Well, you got to be England. Don't miss these helpful hints. Don't miss these helpful hints.
We've missed them.
We've missed them because they don't exist. Punk rock. My favourite musical genre. All got the same face.
According to the Neon Knights website, the games on rotation include the likes of Final Fight, Capcom vs SNK 2, and even Dolphin Blue. Cool, I'd love to play that sometime. Best of all, there wasn't a modern LCD screen in sight. Everything here is presented in scanlined, curvy CRT glory. Some would call this arcade compact, maybe even tiny, and on a busy day I can imagine this little alley of cabinets can get quite cramped, but on a Sunday afternoon like this, it was cosy and relaxing. So many arcades can be noisy and overwhelming, so our day spent at Neon Knights was a lovely change of pace with enough variety in its game selection to easily make the hours fly by. Open on Thursday and Friday evenings, and most of the day on Saturdays and Sundays, Neon Knights is currently £10 to enter with everything on free play, so if you're ever in the Leigh-on-Sea area, we highly recommend you check out this friendly, passionate little slice of arcade gaming. And while you're there, the Retro Hunter next door is a treasure trove of games, consoles, magazines and toys that is also well worth the visit. If you liked this episode of Lucky Hit Arcade Perfect, be sure to have a gander at our videos about the EAG Expo, the sadly long gone Disney Quest in Florida, and my love for the Namco Obscurity Metal Hawk. We hope to bring you more coverage of arcades from around the UK and beyond in future, so stay tuned.